Tres, dos.
Hi, friend. I'm Nolo.
And I'm Chris, and we are so glad that you had time to squeeze us into your schedule today. We are 30, flirty, and quite honestly, just trying. So if you are too, boo, then this is the right podcast for you. We're in our second season, struggling with others. Today's episode is all about surviving the messy culture of corporate life, and we invited our new friend, Ruby Gomez, to help us spill some tea and clock some bad behavior. Thank you for being here, Ruby. Hey, you guys. Claps, claps, claps. We are talking drama, backstabbing, the toxicity that follows us even after we escape those circumstances, and we're sharing the work that we've had to do to leave the baggage behind. So grab your wine o cafecito, get comfy, and let's talk about things that we should probably be saving for our therapists.
I'm so fucking tired.
Okay, let's start whining and whining.
Hey.
Today, we are drinking Ruby's wine of choice. She sent us 3 wines, and we went to the store.
The first one we can find.
Yay! Nolo was like, what do you have? Is it in stock? Can I grab it now? So, Ruby, why don't you tell us about this as I pour it? What is this?
This is Roscato.
So like it's wine.
Yes, it's wine. I love red wine. I prefer red over white.
Really?
But I don't discriminate wine, so I drink all at the end of the day.
See, I do. I do discriminate.
But yeah, this wine, I think in like my late teens, early 20s, I started to like get into wine because a friend introduced me to.
Connection of underage drinking.
Yeah, I know. We don't want to talk about that. That's a different episode.
She means in her when she was 21.
Late teens, early 20s.
Allegedly.
Not to like put a number on it.
Yeah.
And I got really into it, and then all these like when I would share or not share it, but when I would drink it in front of my friends, it'd be like, "Oh, you a fancy bitch," and I'm like,
okay.
period.
And
then they're like, "Oh, but let me try it," and I'm like, "Oh, okay. I guess you want to try this fancy bitch's drink." So
I'm screaming.
I'm over here like, okay. So I started like showing them, this is the wine I drink. This is what I like. This is good. This is good. I'm like, hey, this is my bottle. Like next time, let me know so I can get more.
Right? Shit.
This is mine.
Yeah. So then I really just started to get into like different wines, and this is one of my favorite because it's like it's not super dry. It's not like crazy sweet. It's right in the middle, and I think it's just like a good intro wine to get started.
Yeah, so it says Italia Roscato, Rosa Dolce, Sweet Red.
And they sell it at Olive Garden.
There you go.
So then there's that too.
And you can get it with unlimited breadsticks. And we love that, honestly. That's nice.
Catch me at Olive Garden. Yeah, it's Italian.
Okay, yeah, we've got, let's see, what does it say? Aromatic notes of cherry, blackberry, and red raspberry. Touch of sweetness underlines the appeal of this charming wine, bro. The copy is fruity.
The description.
The
that's why
is fruity.
it's not dry. It's not like super crazy overly sweet.
Okay.
It's really good.
All right. Well, let's give it a shot. Chin chin.
Chin chin.
A tu salud,
Salud, salud.
amiga.
Salud.
Ooh. Okay, that is sweet, but it's not like it's kind of buttery at the finish. It's nice. That's like not overwhelming.
That's why that's why I'm saying it's like it's not
That is
sweet
a good
all the way
starter
right.
wine for someone that's like
Not as
stepping
right.
into.
Yeah. My only issue with reds is, and I'm sure I'm saying this incorrectly and it's not scientifically whatever, but it's my understanding that they have like more sulfates or something like that. And I always get more of a hangover and a headache when I drink reds compared to whites.
Oh, and that's a real thing. I believe that.
Yeah,
I don't get hangovers with wine.
Really?
I don't know if that's like something in my body or DNA, but I don't get.
I'm like, what's it like to
It's
be
like
a
I am meant to drink vino.
Yeah.
So I think I'm in the right place. I'm drinking the right poison.
Oh my god, no! I don't have that issue with organic wines, but those are those are out of budget. So
Well, side tangent, whenever I was looking for wines last week, and I was looking for one for Katie's housewarming party, and I was asking the guy, like, where are your organic wines? And he was like, oh, well, they're technically on this side. He's like, but I'm honestly like, what is organic wine? Because all wines have technically sulfates. It's that there's no added sulfate. So I was just like, interesting.
Interesting. Yes.
Yeah, but
yeah, we're just paying to not get like the extra poison on the side. That's
exactly. Yeah. Yeah. But he said that if you are looking for something like that, Argentina, Italy, I mean, most European wines are good about that. So if you don't have like an organic section in your store, then look for those imported wines. So side tangent.
And next time I get my hands on anything, like I really wanted to get Latino owned wine, you know, just to try it out, because that's not very like something you talk about. Like we talk about tequila or Latinos in general, right? Like, but it's like no, like there are some wineries that are fully Latino owned.
You know, I hadn't actually thought about that, and like shame on me, but no, that's a very good point. You always think
but I mean, next time I've never had myself a bottle, but when I do, I'm like, I'll let you guys know, and then we can try it out.
We'll share it together. Yay! I know that for us. Okay, well, this is too much joy, and we're here to wine. So
this is so much joy.
Let's complain, bitches. So let's start. Ruby, why don't you kick us off? What is your wine of the week?
My wine of the week. So I've been here in Texas, or living here for like about 3.5 years. And just the other day, I learned about taxes.
Okay.
Here in Texas, you know, and how it crazy ranges, especially here in like DFW, where you're in Dallas and you're like the 4K or so in Texas, and then you're like in Arlington and it's like 2, 3-ish almost, and then like Fort Worth is like 1.
Yeah.
Honestly,
and I mean, what a blessing. That's great. But at the same time, it's all like, my heart goes out to all my friends that are like in the other areas. And I'm just like, what is going on? And then the minimum wage is like, what, $8 here?
Yeah.
Or 7?
It's insane. It's something,
So,
46,
like that, And in Chicago, it's like about 4K. So we're thinking about comparing it to Dallas, but the minimum wage over there is like $18.
Yeah.
So
at
least that really bothered me, and then I was just feeling uncomfortable about it, and I'm just kind of like, what are we doing?
The same is very interesting in the way that it does its taxes.
So, and I know I'm like, oh, what a heavy topic to like whine about, but that's not like,
I mean,
it's reality. We're in our 30s, and we're over here like, oh, home ownership, and it's like, no wonder nobody wants to go out and like buy a house or can't afford to buy. Like, it's just so annoying.
It really is. It's me. I was formerly in the builder industry, and it was just very hard in some aspects, because like we lobby for these things that are good for the home builder industry, but like ultimately I knew so many of those were not on the homeowner's best interest. And as a consumer that isn't a big business owner like most of the people there, who doesn't have all of this money and stocks and all of these things, so that my wealth is coming from other places, so I'm not concerned about such a small petty thing like home ownership, because I've got homes galore. And like I was like, y'all, how are you okay with it was just, it's difficult. It's seeing some of the things that go on is
and this is corporate America, guys.
Honestly,
maybe that's probably why I wanted to highlight this.
It's like,
this is corporate America, and that's why I wanted to bring it up, because I was just like, I'm learning all these things about here, where in Chicago I was just in that city, so I only really like focused on that specific city, nothing outside of that, really. So coming here, it's like, what a difference, like literally from traveling maybe like 10-15 minutes to each different city or whatever, like in between, I mean, and I'm just like, wow, like this is wild.
The industries with money are really good about lobbying for things that they want in the state, and they've got fanatic people behind them who definitely do the lobbying and wholeheartedly. So it shouldn't be so intrinsically tied with each other, but it really is. So it's very interesting to see how it affects things like the tax rate and the home ownership and us being able to actually, I don't know, live.
It's all connected.
It's all connected.
Conspiracy
theories.
That's another
Crazy
episode.
guys. I know. I'm like, is it conspiracy theory or is it common sense? Maybe people lie and we're not taking their word. Like,
maybe we're the crazy ones.
We are the crazy ones.
No, truly, definitely. So Nolo, what's your wine for the week?
Let me take a sip first.
Nolo said, listen, before we get started,
well, I think if anyone already has followed me on Instagram and you guys know that I had a recent injury where I slipped at an indoor water park. So, and I was feeling better until yesterday. I accidentally, like, my toddler's head and my elbow met, and I've realized that my elbow is not feeling great. It's still, like, you know when you hit your funny bone and it's just like that sensation? It was like that consistently yesterday. And
no, sí, me duele.
I was in so much pain. And you know how sometimes when you hurt yourself and then you consistently hit it, or like, you know, when you bite your lip and you consistently bite it, it was like that for my elbow. I consistently kept bumping into it all day yesterday, and it was about to be my 13th reason.
I'm literally shaking just thinking about it, like,
and you would think it would be my bruise that's on my backside that is like the one killing me. No, it's my fucking elbow.
No, and you guys, that bruise that she has on her backside is
I
love you, Nolo. I love you. It's disgusting. Like, it's so it looks so painful.
Laughing through the awkwardness.
I'm like, it's the worst. Like, my heart goes out to you. I'm so sorry that you're having to exist right now with that. Like, I can only imagine how much it hurts to sit and be alive.
The way I've had to adjust the way I sleep this week, and every time I roll over to my side, because I sleep on my side, but I like to roll over from one side to the other. So when I roll over to this side, not only am I making contact with my elbow, but also sitting right on top of that nice juicy bruise, and I'm like,
not the juicy bruise.
So your girl has not got the most restful sleep. I'm in pain, and
poor baby.
You know, it's just one of those things. It's one of those weeks, and I'm also lutealing, so like the fact that I'm even here, you're welcome.
Norley showed up to record today, and I was like, okay, it's not about me. She's in her feels, and I need to chill and not ask her if she's mad at me. We're fine. And I kept wanting to ask her if she needed something, and I'm like, leave her alone. Leave her alone. So,
but it's okay. I feel a little better now, so.
Oh, I'm glad, friend.
Yes. I love that. Cheers to that.
Cheers to that. Cheers to
Yes.
that. Cheers to that.
What about you, Chris?
My wine of the week is that this is so specific. I'm like, I've got a very specific thing to talk about. My wine of the week is that I'm tired of being loved but not respected. I'm tired of being loved but not respected. That's my wine of the week.
That's deep.
It's just because, like, you can love me all day long, but that doesn't mean that the actions that you're taking don't affect me negatively. And I get to be upset about that. Just because you love me doesn't mean that I can't be upset with you. Like, sucks for you. You're loving me, but you're also, like, being a dick. To be diplomatic about it. And it's just, I'm thick and tired of it. That's the one. It's short and concise this week. It's very specific. There's thoughts happening in my head, and but you know, it's just, I'm like, no, I should actually explain. We have a podcast for a reason. Let me do that thing that I'm here to do. Yeah, let me yap.
It's share the tea.
I want the salsa.
I'm like, you're like, but what? But who?
Who is this?
Who? Yeah.
It's not Fuller.
It's not Fuller.
Who dove this chip into your guacamole?
Who broke off their dip in your guac? Who?
I don't know. I just, no soy chismosa, soy informada. I'm drinking to that.
Yes, I'm drinking to that 100%. Pause, please. Thank you.
Pause for sip.
Okay. It's living with my parents and my husband has very much brought to light a couple of different things within the dynamics with my relationship with my parents. And not all bad, obviously, but there are a handful of things that I'm just gonna have to get over. One of them is the fact that I continue to feel like my father respects my husband more than he respects me. I feel like he comes into conversations with me already with a chip on his shoulder about how I'm feeling about him. I feel like he usually takes anything like, if it's early in the morning and I give a one-word response, it's not that it's early in the morning and I'm fucking tired. It's that I'm having an attitude with him, you know? And it's like, bro, it's 6:30 in the morning and I've slept for 5 hours because my cat started being on one at 2 a.m. Like, it's not about you. But when Fuller says anything, oh, of course, Mr. Fuller. And I'm like, bro, like... last night we were getting dropped off and my dad was wanting to turn left to park before he dropped us off. We were going to Magnolia, and for those from Fort Worth who know Magnolia Avenue, you know, Uber drivers usually just put their hazards on and stop wherever and drop you off.
Figure it out.
Right, yeah, you figure it out. It is what the car behind you just waits. It is what it is. And so for what we were getting dropped off, it made sense to stop right before he turned left to go on to Magnolia. And the tea is that Fuller and I should have said, hey, Dad, just put on your blinkers and let us out. Most cars do that. It's fine. Instead, what Fuller and I said was, what are you doing?
Oh my God.
Because we were both like, whoa. Like, you know, like in the moment, we were not communicating the healthy way that we should have, whatever. But Fuller started it, okay? Fuller was like, Fuller was like, what are you doing? And I was like, Dad, you don't need a turn in, and then Fuller said something else and I said something else, and then my dad goes, well, I can't just stop wherever you want, Nicole. And I was like, first of all, not you dead naming me, okay? Like, let's he said that, and I just kind of like paused in my anger, and I was like, he said it first, like, I'm like, why am I the only one getting yelled at?
Oh, my
like,
heart.
and when we were leaving, Fuller knew what to do, and he turned around and he was like, thank you so much for dropping us off, Edgar, like, to make sure that it ended up, because otherwise it would have been I should have just let her get an Uber the entire time. And so, but because Fuller sealed it with a kiss, you know, we were fine. And I'm just like, me jode, no te voy a mentir, me jode, because, like, why, just because you know my troubles more, I deserve less respect. Just because you know my hurt more, you know my insecurities more, you know my troubles and where my downfalls are, I deserve less respect. But because you haven't seen that side of Fuller, he doesn't, he can get the very best of you. And I've already had been feeling this way for a minute. I low-key talked about it at the end of one of these episodes, but we're filming them out of order, so I'm not gonna go listen to all of them. Yeah. It's very much giving ADHD, like boom, 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 just jumping all around. Anyway, pero it's very much like I'm like making me feel like I need to be perfect in order to deserve your love. And your respect is just very, very tiring. I wish I would have been smarter than to talk to my brother about my gender identity while my father was in the house, because I do wish he had never found out, because everything would be so much easier, because he would still be treating me like he thought I was a perfect child, which had already changed, because I used to dress like the perfect child and now I dress like whatever, because I no longer dress to assimilate to American culture. So like it's one of those things where it's like the more that I come to love myself and the more that I come to be comfortable within myself, the more that my father and I's relationship stray, and it's very hard. And he does this thing where he says that just because he's not on my side doesn't mean that he's not going to be by my side. And I'm like, I know that you think that that's enough, and I'm gonna take it because that is what you can offer me, and I want you in my life more than I care, more than I want you to fully respect me, which whatever. But like, it still sucks to have to process that, because at the end of the day, you love me despite of who I am, and you will never love me as I am.
Yes.
And so I'm like, on top of me knowing that, to just feel so disrespected, I'm like, I'm over it.
Yeah.
I'm over it. No, wow, this is the one that actually made me tear up. Okay, look at that. Yeah. See? It's been we had money on it. We had money on it. We had tissues for the last one and everything, too, because we were talking about
where are the tissues?
Daddy issues. Oh, that's the episode. It was a daddy and mommy issues episode.
We just did daddy and mommy issues.
I should have been on that one, too.
Hold on. She's like, shit, you should have called, bro.
My
she said, let's do a part 2. Let's do a part 2.
I'm just saying, I got a lot of tea for that.
Okay, well, listen. We'll do an encore.
That's just y'all have enough tea
right here. Right. Thank you to Mr. Producer for the tissues. So that's that's my wine. It's just it's hard sometimes. I'll get over it. It'll be fine. I'll work through it. That's why we pay a therapist. But sometimes it's hard.
And I hope even community, right? Like even us. Like I know that we just recently all met and stuff, and we got close really fast.
We know all of each other.
I mean, we're literally right here in each other's air, like breathing.
I know. I feel so bad for like the 1 or 2 guests that aren't like actually really close friends with us yet. I know. Because we're gonna become really
nice,
close
and
friends.
I feel very privileged to have had this like time with you outside of just this podcast. You know, because we got to spend time in other events. We've had lunch together. Like it's just been really nice to just get to know you guys on a personal level. So I do feel very comfortable here. So thank you. Like it's super vulnerable, but also like super amazing because it's totally valid.
I appreciate you sharing that.
Cheers to
that. Okay. Oh my god, blubbering.
This is really whining here.
Whining and whining. For real.
For real.
Now that we have released all that negativity, let's go ahead and reset.
Breathe straight. Hold on.
Let's bring it back. Let's go ahead and reset with a quick moment of mindfulness. So I invite you guys to join us in this moment at whatever capacity that you can. We're going to go ahead and close our eyes and take a moment and take some deep breaths. So go ahead and relax. Close your eyes if you can. We're going to take a nice deep breath in and out. Inhale again. And out. And one more in. And out. Now we can slowly blink our eyes, move our shoulders, wiggle your head, your fingers.
We're gonna go into like a salsa
tune back
thing.
in, Let's tune back in and get ready.
All right.
Conversation.
Okay, let's do this. Whether you worked in office, retail, or even remote, you've probably experienced some version of this. Bosses who are more concerned with looking like they're in charge instead of working hard to be competent at their positions, shady coworkers with fake smiles whose words don't quite match their actions, or the boss who just cannot give you enough credit. Corporate culture can be outrageously toxic, and it often bleeds into our everyday lives without us even noticing. Our guest today, Ruby Gomez, didn't just survive the corporate jungle. She is now thriving while running her own business, a community-driven design agency called Ruby Creative. Ruby, yes, with your own business. Okay, businesses, because we gotta put respect on her name. Yes. So, Ruby, tell us a little bit of why you're such a boss bitch. Tell us, take us back. What has your corporate experience been like?
Corporate. I never even thought I'd ever leave, la verdad. Like, it's horrible. It's one of those like first gen trauma, like how we were talking earlier about being that perfect daughter. Yeah. And it was just that like if the company, like, long story short, if the company didn't shut down or like sell off the way it did, I would have never left.
Oh yeah, because
that sounds
getting
terrifying.
to corporate was the dream.
Yeah, for sure. That was a secure thing.
Yes.
That was like secure the 401k, secure the insurance because we don't have, you know, we didn't have that, so you need to have that. I mean, to begin with, my dad was not even supportive of me becoming a designer or an art person. So he thought that I was going to be selling art on the street or something, but I mean,
be a starving artist.
You know, literally the definition of what would be like a starving artist, but that was already terrifying. So the least that I could do is secure a corporate position in art. And mixing those two.
If you're gonna do it right.
Exactly.
Yeah. If you're gonna do it, monetize it.
And it's so like, it's not, those are things that we don't talk about. Like, we don't, what do you mean art in corporate? Like, is that even like a real thing? And it's like, I found some type of loophole where I'm like, I could do this in the corporate world and then still like please my family for being the first daughter, first granddaughter, first everything on both sides of my family. So it's like, I have to do this. Even if I didn't want to, I have to. But hey, at least I'm doing my career.
What's sad too, I feel like a lot of the art positions within the corporate world, because they are art based, you don't have the starting salary that some of these other positions have as well. So yes, you are within the corporate. You technically made the dream, but also you're starting at about 20K less than a lot of your peers are.
Yeah, and let's not even add the like extra layer that I'm a woman.
Oh
so,
and
a woman of color.
And a woman of color, right?
So let's add that extra layer onto the corporate world. But I started in corporate very, very young. I was 19, going to be turning 20. My first position as the it was like the WEA coordinator, which is short for Women's Economic Advancement Coordinator.
Okay,
at
that's a title.
19.
That's
I know.
That is
19. Which was like the assistant to the director of education.
The assistant to the manager.
Also, and I was also the youngest in the company to start.
Okay.
And that's because, again, the like first gen, that you have to be perfect. Best. I had the best grades and honor student, all that. So I was like, this is what's going to make my dad proud. And my dad was very, very big on like, you're not going to work. I don't want you to work in hospitality, because that's all our family knows is to work in the hospitality, which I have like the most extreme respect for. But he's like, I don't want to see you in that type of position.
Isn't that funny? I remember clearly in high school, whenever one of my classmates in my same graduating class said that she wanted to go into hospitality, being like, you're literally white and middle class. Why would you go into hospitality? Like, what do you mean you're going to study
What is that?
You have a leg up in the world. Why would you go into hospitality? Like,
No, that was a big thing. And I obviously I have so much respect for my dad.
For sure.
And I love everything, that he came to this country. He was 6 years old. He built a life. Foundation. Like, I wanted to make him proud. I'm like, I like to tell people I'm my father's first son. Because I'm technically a son,
daughter.
but I'm eldest daughter energy.
Damn, you should have been in our last episode.
I'm telling you. So,
bringing it back.
I did the thing. I got into this position, right? My boss was Colombian, or is Colombian, and it was funny. She never wanted me to talk to her in Spanish, even though that was the only way I could understand her. So while I was doing that, I was going to school full time to finish my design degree. So I was working full time and then designing, or going to school full time. So it was just trying to balance those things together. But then after it didn't work out with my school schedule, I needed to find another job. But again, another corporate job, right? Because like that was going to secure me. That was going to bring in, and again, like I have good and bad of that experience, but I went ahead and I applied for a data entry specialist at this engineering company, and I was interviewed by like 3 different people, and it needed an associate's degree. The application's like, we need an associate's degree. I had no degree. I had no type of degree. I did get hired. I started at the other job at 19, and then I turned 21 in that position as a data entry person to these engineers in the office.
That's a feat.
Without
a degree.
It was corporate. The corporate world is just like, you think that there's like this manual that you walk into this corporate world and they have their shit together, and they don't.
No,
there is no such thing.
Yeah. Once I joined the corporate world, I realized that really the only thing that you need in order to join the corporate world is to know one person.
Yeah.
Like,
you know.
It's who you know. Mm-hmm. You don't need the degree. You don't need that, because I didn't have the degree either. But because I was brought in by somebody who believed in me and gave me a position, and then I proved myself very quickly, I was able to get the manager position, which I should have never gotten because I don't have anything else besides my associate's degree. So there were all of these things that I was missing from my resume that I didn't have the experience for in that particular position, but because she gave me a chance, everything else from there was easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? Because even for me in my position, it was because of my mom.
Yep.
Who worked for my boss as a housekeeper / nanny. And because he needed someone for his firm, she had recommended me.
Yeah.
And I mean, I also don't have any experience in finance. I didn't have any experience. I mean, yes, I had some admin experience from working at the studio, and I was a dental assistant, and you know, so it's like basic experience, you know. But to where I am now, where if you were to apply for this job, like you do have to have some sort of background or degree in order to get into this. But because I basically grew with the business, and learned as I go, he basically molded me into what he wanted. So, like, yes, I'm very grateful, but also, what the fuck? But also, because your girl would never, ever go into school for finance, let alone, like, working with numbers. So the fact that that's what I'm doing, younger Noelle would be like, how did we get here?
Honestly, I love it for us because I don't have to handle any of our taxes for the podcast. I don't do anything for our business that's number related. I'm like, what do you think our new wallpaper should be for the Patreon?
I like that question. Yeah, that's the type of questions that I deal with too. Like, my husband handles all like anything finance related. And I do work with numbers. It's because I'm designing the number, and it's more of an element and not like I need to like put an Excel spreadsheet together. Like, it's more that that's the thing. But you know what to you are all of our points, right? It's that I do feel like out of the womb, it's like we need 25 years of experience, and it's like from where? From where? Like, first of all, I was like grew up in poverty and survival mode, and I'm trying to just live and have food on the table. Where am I going to find?
No, it's because you're supposed to have an aunt or an uncle or a grandfather who can put you in an internship to get experience while you're in college, because you don't have to have a job because your mommy and daddy are paying for your tuition, so you can afford to just go to school and party and then do the internship where you get to just and not do anything, and then you get the job. But those of us who didn't have the internships are like, where do I get it?
Privilege.
So like Harry Potter, like my letter just got lost.
Yeah.
Because like,
got lost in the middle
that's
somewhere.
Not fair. Like, the owl never visited my window.
Truly. Like, I'm like, y'all got to go around the Monopoly board a couple of different times before I started going around this board. And I only have one dice while y'all are rolling two.
Yeah, no. And I know that's like a completely different reality, especially for a lot of first-gen families, maybe that their kids will never, because that's what you don't want them, you know, to experience those experiences that we had, or being so worried about being on survival that you do not have the capacity to want to think about any type of further education, or, you know, even like obtaining a corporate job. It's kind of like, well, literally whatever anyone can offer, I'll take it.
Exactly.
Like, that's what it comes down to, because you're limited to that.
And we end up getting underpaid. We end up taking jobs that overwork us and underserve us, and that are so bad for our mental health, and they continue these cycles of toxicity because we have been taught to believe anything is better than nothing.
Exactly.
Right.
You have to be grateful.
Like, I didn't even fight my salary and all these like jobs that I went into. You know, when I found out that I can like argue or negotiate my salary, I was 29 and I'm 32. Wow. And I say 29 because I just left my corporate job.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until like the very last boss, which is so amazing. I'm like, shout out to Naomi if she's watching this, but I love
You're
her.
a real one, girl.
I love her so much because she was like that boss that really was a boss. Like, but not just a boss, but she was a leader. Like she was gonna
have one of those.
She was gonna walk with you, and she's not just gonna look at you as you walk. Like that. That to me is leadership. And she really like was like, Ruby, you should have negotiated your salary. Like, what do you mean you're getting paid this? And what do you mean you haven't had a title change and you've been here for like 6 years? Like, well, what is that? And I didn't even know like that I had permission in a sense, right, to speak up and to negotiate these things or talk about these things. So it's like, it's just so real. And she was like, no, I'm going to request a salary and a title change immediately. And she made change, and she did give me the salary.
God bless her.
And then she did give me the title change. So yes, I walked out of corporate, but I walked out of corporate with a bigger title, and that's amazing. Like for me, I was like, if there's anything that I'm gonna like leave in corporate, it's like the title, because I earned that shit a long time ago, and it wasn't until a real one came into my life that really told me like, you are this girl, you are this bitch, like you deserve this and more. And I didn't know that because in our, especially growing up in a Latino household, it's a like, well, you have enough, mija. Like you made it beyond what all of your tíos and your cousins did. So like, what else do you want? Like, well, you know,
you come home tired at the end of the day. Well, at least you got a job.
Yeah.
At least you got this much salary. Look at me and what I'm doing over here. Look at how hard I'm having to work. At least, you might be dying, but you're dying for that much. And it's like, bro, but I'm still fucking dying. Like,
at what cost?
And it's all perspective. I think it's because, like, unfortunately, a lot of our family, because of that survival mode or starting from the ground up or from nothing to, from zero to now, I think that it's a projection, right? Where they're speaking to us, but they're really speaking to themselves.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, like, it's like, well, I didn't aspire to do more, so you shouldn't aspire to do more.
Yeah.
But they're not going to say it that way, but that's really what they mean. It's perspective.
Yeah, I mean, this is fine. This will get you by. You should be content and happy. This is a blessing on its own. Why would you tarnish it? Why would you give it up? Why would you just continue? Keep on. And you're like, I can't keep on. However, I'm going to end up dying at an early age because like I can only keep on for so long.
Yeah.
It's exhausting. Do you still keep in touch with that boss?
Yes.
She actually
came. She came to our wedding in February. Oh. It was so sweet. Her and her boyfriend flew in from Chicago to be at our wedding, and it meant so much to me because, again, like it was the first time that I ever felt that there was an actual manager that was qualified, leader, director. Who had not only the qualifications of like, again, her degree and everything that she studied, by the book, whatever, right? But then also like she humanized the situation. Like our department was humanized finally because we had leadership that she saw me as a human and not as this like worker who was just gonna come in to like, I'm a real ass person with real ass feelings, and I just felt seen finally after so many years. And it sucks that it happened like towards the end of it, because I still tell her now, I'm like, if we would have still been in corporate together, we would have ran this department like crazy. Like we would have ran the world. I literally tell her that.
You're like, girl, I would have never left.
No, for real. I'm like, I would have never left.
Dreams or whatever.
I know, right? Like I guess those are important too. But that would be like a highlight of my experience. But I'm like, I definitely I feel like I went through the trenches because there's people in management, people in what quote unquote leadership positions that should never be leaders. But back to what you were saying about because my cousin or my uncle or they laid out this internship for me. I did have a boss who was the director, the leader, whatever, simply because he was a close relative to the CEO. That's it. Like that's it. Like he doesn't have a marketing degree. Like doesn't anything. Like this is insanity, guys. Like and this person was. Although I will say that he had good intentions here and there was a lot of outbursts. There was a lot of tension. There was a lot of uncomfortable moments. Part of me working there, I do feel that I was hired because of the way that I look. unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know if I should even say all this, but I truly feel
it's so real.
I was hired. He didn't review my portfolio even. Like, there was another senior designer that was already working there, and he reviewed all the portfolios.
Oh, wow.
So I got picked out because of him, because of the senior graphic designer that was a contractor there at the company at the time. And he had reviewed my work, and he really liked my work, and he told the director or whatever his name that I was one that stood out. And then based off of I do believe, because of the way that I looked, it's like it was more reason for me to get that position.
Don't you love just being objectified everywhere you go? It's my favorite thing.
It's amazing.
It's great. I love it.
It's amazing.
That was a huge part. That's a small side tangent on the toxicity of corporate America, but that is, I mean, it is very much true. There, as a salesperson in business development, I knew there's a certain amount of bullshit from the men in the industry that I had to put up with, because you don't want to ruffle feathers. You need to be able to continue working. You need to be able to continue doing the sales. So there's a certain amount. I mean, I literally had a guy. This man is easily in his, I don't know, late 50s, 60s. I can't tell with white people. They always look so much older than they really are. And I'm so sorry. Except
not really.
Moisturizer and SPF.
Korean.
I beg of you. But it's not y'all's fault. You know, we have a leg up. I get it. But anyway. So I had spent this work trip, in Galveston, by the beach, with this one builder that I'm really close to. She's a female. This one sales rep from this other company, and this other dude from the sales company. That one dude was like in his 60s. The other one is, I don't know, in his 30s, whatever, and the chick. Okay. So, this is the trip in Galveston. We're by the beach. It's nice outside. One of the days, we went outside in our swimsuits, and I just got biddies, so no matter what swimsuit I put on, the biddies are gonna biddy because they biddy. Like, it's unfortunate for me. I hate it. Love it for y'all. Hate it for me. But they're there. So I just don't really concern myself with what type of swimsuit I put on, because I don't have anything that's outrageous anyway. So I'm not really doing the triangle nipple tops in regardless. So like, I'm chilling. So I just wore that, and like a high-waisted like thing that was like, it wasn't even like a tanga, you know, like it was a high-waisted one that was like, I mean, it could have been a grandmother's underwear. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, so we were at the pool and all that stuff. Okay, whatever. Fast forward months later, I walk into a meeting, and in the lobby area is this 6-year-old sales rep talking to a different builder, a man. And I had walked in. It was a hot day outside, and because we're in the building construction industry in Fort Worth, it's a little bit more casual. You can wear more casual clothing. I was in white shorts, and a tighter top that had short sleeves, but a tighter top, and with my company logos on them. And the shorts, I mean, they were like 4-inch inseam shorts, but I got legs, so I mean, my legs again were still legging, because I can wear whatever I want to wear. My legs are still gonna leg, and the biddies are gonna biddy, because my body's my body, and that's the tea. So I walk in, and this dude goes, "Wow, Christine, I mean, I thought I had seen it all when I'd seen you half naked, pero this is just wow."
Oh.
And I fucking, like, short-circuited for a second. Because I was so not ready to be sexually harassed in that moment. Like, I was like, and I just kind of, like, cocked my head to the side, and I was like, "Excuse me?" And he goes, "Oh, well, you know, in Galveston." Up until this point, there was a day when this man had met my husband, and had been like an old uncle, being like, you know, if you hurt her, like, we'll take care of it, like him and somebody else. Up until this point, I had seen this man as an uncle that I respected. And it so evidently became clear that I had been a piece of meat that he had just been staring at. Not once did that man respect me as a human being. He was just, because listen, one thing is to appreciate a body, because I get it, baby. Like, I be appreciating too, you know, I get it. It happens.
I'll be appreciating.
Beauty is beauty. However, at the end of the day, I remind myself of my motherfucking place, and that's that. All it is appreciation because, you know, we're human beings, not full animals. We've got cognitive thinking. Our feelings don't have to dictate our actions. One thought doesn't have to lead to another. You can, you know, think through that. That's why we got, you know, la cabeza no es solo para llevar pelos. Like, but no, this man had literally just been objectifying me the entire time. And I literally looked at
creepy uncle.
Yeah, I looked at him and I was like, oh, because I was gonna say there was no way you'd seen that, and I turned around and left, and I'm like, you just fucked any chance I had of making business with that builder. One, two. Now, any conversation that builder is in, I cannot be a part of. The way that he's gonna treat me is going to be picked up by the other guys.
Now they think it's acceptable.
Who knows if he's going to spread it around. It's just, I'm like, in the drop of a hat. Just because of something that I thought had been a really nice day with my coworkers in Galveston. Like, bro. So it's just, I'm like, there's so many, I'm like, you gotta be careful. I had to communicate in very specific ways, because if I was too direct with them like the other guys would be, then they'd get their panties all up in a bunch, and they'd be like, you have to work with me, Christine. You have to work with me. And I'm like, okay, then you work with me. And they'd be like, I don't fucking wanna. Like, you know, like, and I'm like, are you a 10-year-old? Do I have to hold your fucking hand and ask you to do your job? Why can't I talk to you directly like everybody else? Because I'm a woman? Suck a dick. Like, but that was always the G. I always had to be 10 times nicer. And I got told this by my boss. At some point she got frustrated with me because she was like, you can't, they're not going to be receptive. You cannot talk to your coworkers like that. And I'm like, then I need to quit because I fucking refuse. I refuse. Like,
and that's why that behavior is so normalized in the workplace, because there are no real consequences to this. It's like, you have to be a team player. You have to just tolerate the bullshit. It's just banter.
It's just banter.
You know?
It's just banter. Okay, then let's talk and just banter. Let's just banter about your small dick. Come on, let's just banter about your small dick.
If that happens, it's like, oh, they're not a team player, or, you know,
not
they
even making eye contact with the camera.
Like it's you.
Like, I'm taking a bow with the camera.
Pobrecita, you okay?
Yeah, you're like, and then look, viewer,
I'm checking
are you fine?
on the audience ahí.
Pobrecitos. It's not with you, you guys. Like, it's not with you.
Ahorita saco el vapor, no te preocupes.
I'm screaming.
It'll cure it all.
Yeah. Well, based on those experiences, particularly like the negative ones, how do you think that it had affected your self-image or your confidence going forward, especially at a young age, you know, starting corporate, you know, so young, like literally straight.
You're formative, before your frontal lobe was developed.
So, like, before I even graduated college, like I was telling you guys, I was in the corporate setting before that, because I was just so on top of trying to get on top of everything, right? Like trying to excel in everything. And having a corporate experience before even getting like my degree was just wild to think about. And I was all like, I'm in this amazing position, but at the same time, like, I don't want to be here. You know, like that was just the reality that was my reality. And I felt that things like that, I feel like it was normalized before I even got there, because a lot of these industries are very male dominated. Like, let's just be real. A lot of these positions, like, a man has to open the door for a woman to even fall into a position or a leadership position, corporate position in general. So and I do think that even marketing is still very a male dominated industry, just like your industry. Like, that industry is just wild. Like, I know, extremely male dominated.
Dude, so they didn't give me a position and then hired a Todd to come do my job. And then every marketing strategy that Todd presented, I'm like, yeah, that's real cute. Here's why that didn't work whenever I tried that 2 years ago. Here's the paper and all of the work that I did for that. Okay, well, then we should try this. Okay, yeah, I've thought about that too. Here's everything you need to get started on that. What's next, genius?
Yeah, but it's still not enough.
I'm so glad they hired you. I'm so glad they hired you to be my boss.
Me.
What would we do without them? You know.
But even just so that's the leadership, right? That's the management director position and stuff. But then the coworkers.
Yeah, girl.
Then the coworkers. There's some good peoples, and then there's just some like not so great peoples, right? Because you start to see your coworkers more than your actual family, more than your boyfriend, more than your husband, more than like these coworkers become like your roommates. You know, especially if you're in a cubicle setting, you're gonna see them on a daily basis and know about their life story, their families, their everything. Sure. I started to feel uncomfortable in this little, we didn't have like a cubicle setting, we just had like a big conference room looking setting with a couple desks. And everyone, like, I was the only Latina in this small marketing department, and it was 2 güeras. And one of the güeras, I found out, it's so crazy. I found out when she ended up leaving for some remote position or whatever. This was actually right before COVID, before they had even announced that, oh, you can work from home. And specifically in my industry, because marketing, you're on your computer, so they're like, you can work from home. But before all that even happened, we didn't even know it was going to hit yet. We didn't know about all that. She had quit. And I had found, I'm not sure if someone else had found, but I was really cool with maintenance. That was my dude. Maintenance and I got along really well. And he's like, you know, she has a bunch of crap in her desk. If you want to take any of her stuff, like, go ahead and add it to your desk, because she's not going to use it. It's our stuff. Like, she's not taking it. And in the snooping around in the, you know, yo informada, right? Informada. I went to go look at her desk and I found a journal.
What's in the journal? What's in the journal? I'm like,
I know. And it's just like so crazy, because it's like this is so like novela vibes. Because think about it, like what? This white girl had this journal, and what's in it? I started to read the journal. And it was journal entries of the people that she worked with, including me. Including me. And I know, obviously I know it was me, because she wrote my name in there. It was like almost like a Mean Girls burn book.
I was going to say, okay, journal entries of what kind though? Like,
she was like how? Ruby is not working today. She seems distracted, and it looks like she's just working on other projects and not our work projects. And I remember that entry so clearly, which is why I'm telling you guys, because I was like, wow. She left behind her, and I'm like, that's so intentional. I felt like you wanted me to find this. Wait, you really relied on maintenance to go and throw away. Maybe he read it and he wanted me to see it, you know, because maybe he had read the entry before. Yeah,
maintenance is messy.
He's like, I'm just gonna leave this.
Go ahead and look and steal or like any of her stuff.
Maybe he's like, I put it in the drawer. No. Let me just leave it out top.
Watch him like take it before she had a chance to collect it.
Yeah, right.
Like, who does that?
Brings it back right after. Yeah, he's like,
I just could not. Yeah, like, she wasn't even a good copywriter, so it's like maybe you wouldn't even belong here anyway. All right, like, I'm over here.
You're reading her journal. Like, my journal entries would be much neater than
don't be jealous, because I was over there building my business on the side while working a corporate job.
Oh my god.
Okay, because that's really why I have Ruby Creative now. Is because I was so heavily. Yes, I was working on another project. Why? Because I had already finished my work. I had already finished my projects. Like, let's bring out the receipts, because I was even targeted there, because they were telling me, oh, Ruby, why are you making so many TikToks during COVID?
Yeah.
You're not working. And they brought it up to like HR, and they made it a whole drama about my TikTok. I'm like, you guys are obviously fans. You're watching.
Like,
you're watching.
Thank you for watching.
No, me and my husband got like, at the time my boyfriend, now my husband, we were doing TikToks, and a couple of our videos went viral. And I was like, we would have been so like TikTok famous right now, but no, but corporate got in the way. Corporate stopped me because they were obviously watching. I'm like, I got my work done. Is my boss complaining? As a matter of fact, I think I just received a bonus. So what's going on? Why are you so mad? And obviously, you guys don't know about scheduling content.
I'm like,
I scheduled all these TikTok posts so that they can post throughout the day, so it could be consistent, so my platform can grow.
Yeah.
I'm like, I live in the marketing world.
Good at my job.
I'm in the marketing world. If anything, you should be celebrating how good I am at what I'm doing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Literally, I can take y'all there, but you don't let me, because like the little Mexican girl don't know what the fuck she's doing. Oh, you know what?
She's like,
Drink,
I need
Amis.
another.
Drink.
That's really what I've been meaning to talk about this.
Okay,
corporate
no,
world.
but what was this breaking point, though? Like, what brought you to finally say, okay, yeah, enough is enough, and I have got to branch out?
Yeah.
So I think I don't know if I mentioned earlier, but as the good girl, first gen, perfect daughter in me was like, I was never gonna leave corporate, even though I was building this beautiful business filled with such an amazing community, you know, with the Latino community. I felt that I still had, like, I still owed my family. I still owed it, and it was very like my family, other people, like the people pleaser, right in us.
Yeah, how selfless we are.
Yeah,
you know, because we need to stay humble. We need to say, like, let's not talk about our accomplishments or everything that we like went through the trenches through. Because we no, porque eso no es.
No.
It's not feminine enough. That's not that's not very, you know, Latina enough. Latina first daughter enough.
You suffer quietly.
You know, yes.
You suffer quietly. You get through it. You do what you gotta do.
And that was eating me up. Like,
Girl,
it was eating me up because I had been this perfect daughter in, like, first in everything. First to go to college. First to buy the first new car. Everything first. And it was just like, you know what? I'm tired of being the first. Somebody take the baton.
Oh,
somebody else take the baton. I don't want to do it. I just want to exist and be me, and I want that to be enough.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't want to have to give anyone an explanation of why I move this way or why I'm deciding not to have a relationship with this certain family member. Yeah. Like, I just want to be able to just exist. Yeah. And not have to give an explanation. And that's a big part of also why I'm here in Texas and not in Chicago, where I'm from, is because I truly felt like this was an opportunity for me to finally be selfish. Finally be so in tune with the life that I want, that I connect with my community, and my friends become this family, my chosen family that I've always wanted, and accept me in every way.
I love that.
Yeah. So I think that my breaking point, even though at the very end when the company decided to sell off, I could have had the opportunity to apply to another corporate job, which was an idea that I talked about with my husband, but at the end of the day, he was very big in motivating me and telling me, hey, like, is this really what you want? You have always aspired to own your own business, to be your own boss, and you're already doing it. You're doing it while you're while you're working a 9 to 5. So, this is what you wanted. So we're gonna work through it. And it was hard, and it was so hard. It wasn't like, my like, we just had moved to Texas. We would have been like a year and a half in. We've been here for like 3 years, and he's like, you know, my job is stable enough to sustain us, but not like super crazy to sustain us. And your business, I know, is going to bring money, and you're going to, stabilize yourself and build it. And I believe in that. So because of that, I'm going to figure out. So he got a second job. Wow. And then he started working a second job just to keep us stable, just so that we can pay rent, so we can pay bills. While I'm over here trying to get the clientele, trying to refine my audience, trying to really build this dream that I've always wanted. And even though, like I said, at the end of my corporate journey, it was like a bittersweet situation. I'm so glad that it was, because I had that amazing boss that I'm telling you guys about. And I told her, like, I would have never left because you're just so amazing. I do think that if I would have continued, I would have continued under your leadership. Yes. And I would have appreciated that. And that's probably the only reason I would have stayed.
I really do think corporate, it makes a world of a fucking difference who you work under and with. I was recently given an opportunity to interview for a position in corporate again, and I had honestly already written off corporate because, again, I'm also in a similar position where my husband makes just enough to where we're stable, not crazy stable, because we're on a budget these days. It is a humbling one. I feel that. I'm like, oh, I'm back to my regular programming. Got it. Okay. Like, you know, like, after all the years of living in poverty, I'm like, nah, this is normal. Yeah, I remember how to do this. It's fine. But I was given the opportunity to go back to corporate again, and it was one of those things where the only reason why I interviewed for the position is because it's a job that my mentor will be leaving, so she would be the one training me. I would have a couple months really before I even fully started, and then a couple months with her still, like, under her guidance. I know the bosses. I'm really cool with them, and I respect them just enough, but we still shoot the shit just enough to where it would be really fun. So I know what my days would be like. I've already met the people in that office. I know I vibe with everybody in that office. So even the quiet engineers I vibe with. So I'm not going to be the obnoxious, loud Latina in the office. There's already 2 in there. They're quiet, but they like me, you know? Like, I'm just charming enough to where they're like, okay, fine, you're cool. And I'm like, so, like, I was like, you know what? Like, this is some place where I could see myself, like, if I have to take this mental load, this is some place where I could do it. It was also one of those things where I priced my mental health at an insane price because we should, and because we're at a point in our careers where we have the experience to warrant us asking for the amount of money that we deserve, so why the fuck would I not? So I flat out said the only thing that would make me go back into the industry would be a 6-figure salary. And one of the bosses said, I think you're worth 6 figures. And I was like, where do I sign? Where do I, you know,
like, I'm in.
I'm in. Because that would allow me to be able to hire somebody to edit the podcast episodes, so that I can take the reins back on.
And that's the positive, I feel, of the corporate world, and that's what I feel that really helped me, at least being in corporate, is that I didn't just flat out jump into my business, guys. Like super serious. Like,
please.
I don't think that I think it's important to highlight that there's a lot of content out there. There's a lot of TikToks and reels that I have seen.
Just do it.
They just
start your business
into it. And it's like, not some. I my friendships, at least the circle or the community that I surround myself with. A lot of us are taking care of our parents. A lot of us have kids to look, for their plan for their future. A lot of us, or a lot of people don't have a stable 401k or a Roth IRA or even know what those terms mean. So it's like, there are so many different factors like that go all into it. It is not an easy thing. Entrepreneurship, they say it's like a 24/7, and my husband has been able to help me reframe that thinking, because he's like, I don't want it to be your 24/7. I need it to be structured in a way where you are able to breathe, because he's a huge reminder of reminding me of my mental health, right? And he's like, even though they say that there is some sort of balance that works for you, and it's catered to you. So I'm a huge believer of, do not take this crazy plunge if the math is not mathing. So I think that having some sort of plan, talking with other individuals, if you have a boyfriend, if you have a partner, or whatever that looks like for you, to really talk this out of what this looks like, and then to also really be so, like, whatever you're gonna go into, you're gonna pour your heart and soul into it. Like, don't just go in it. I went to design school. That was one thing we did in design school. We had a project where this one guy in our group was like, the teacher was going around to why you're picking this industry, or why you want to be, a designer.
Siempre hay uno.
And he's like, because I want to be rich, I want to make a lot of money, and I have no idea where he is in life, because he ended up blocking me. I think he was intimidated, but it's okay. It is what it is. So I feel that, like, I was like, I'm in this industry because this is what I truly love, and I knew exactly what I wanted to become with what a blessing to know what you want to become as an adult when I was 8 years old. Even though my dad was like not as supportive, and I say that in other talks that I'm like, my dad was my first non-supporter, and he's like my biggest hero, and that was heartbreaking. But I pushed through that because I was like, Dad, but this is really what I want to do. Like, this is who I am. And I can't change. I don't want to change who I am, because I am the best at being me. And I don't know how else to be something else. Like, this is literally how I'm talking to you guys, is how I even talk to some of my clients, because like, we've just built that relationship, because I'm like, I want to be this welcoming, warm person that who's also like a fucking badass at what I do. Like, I mean business as well.
Absolutely.
You know, not just because we're talking like this doesn't mean that I'm less educated in what I do.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, I love that, because I think and it doesn't always work out that way, because even for me, whenever I took the plunge of going from working a 9 to 5 to working at the studio.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was a big jump for me, because for me, I was like, I'm following my dreams. I'm dancing for a living because that's what I wanted to do.
Absolutely.
And even though it was under, like, the studio's not under my name, you know, it's not my business, but still, it was a dream of mine. And, you know, I did it for a couple of years. Unfortunately, like, being an artist,
it's hard.
It's hard. So, and especially with the future that I was looking at, like, okay, eventually, yes, I want a family, I want something a little bit more stable, you know, this might not be the world that I should be in order to make that happen. So, unfortunately, I did have to kind of, like, check myself and be like, all right, I do need to look for something a little bit more stable. I need to look for something that, you know, is a regular income that will support me, and then maybe later on I can go back.
The dream that you,
yes,
where you don't have all this anxiety and you're like, oh my gosh, how am I going to keep things stable? But then I also want to do what I love.
Exactly. So that's kind of where I find myself, is like, I'm still working my 9 to 5, and technically, yes, it's not a, like, corporate America job, but it's still,
I mean, it's still,
But I mean, along the way, I have learned not only just advancing my skills, but also learning to value myself more. So asking for those raises, because, you know, I wasn't told, hey, you should negotiate, you know, how much you're asking for. I didn't learn those things from anybody, because nobody else in my family is really in corporate America. Like that.
Right.
So
there's like no reference point.
Exactly. So being, you know, the eldest daughter, I'm also the oldest, and cousins, like, I'm the first generation of grandchildren, basically, from my grandmother. So I had no stepping stone or guidance of, where do I start, where do I go. So it's literally like, just get thrown in the ring of fire and learn. And, you know, I've learned a little bit more confidence around along the way, and also by other people's stories, which is why, you know, making the connections and friendships and learning their point of views of being in this world is important. So you know, like, I love that you were able to fulfill that dream of yours and continue it. And, you know, some of us were going back and forth, like, you know, between...
I have a friend right now that's like, she was so scared of how she was going to be seen, of going back into corporate America after being fully in entrepreneurship. There's also we don't talk about that.
Having to go.
We don't talk about that, going back, and the guilt that people have,
because you feel like you're a failure.
Like, you failed your community in a sense, and it's kind of like, no, like, that should not be seen that way, or you should not see yourself that way, and anyone that is your true friend should not make you feel any type of way. In a negative context, because you choose to want to have stability for your family, for your first child, for your, you know, and I've been talking, or I had talked with her a lot and stuff, and she's like, well, I feel like I'm dabbling a little bit back and forth. I'm like, girl, you're our entrepreneur at heart. That's what we do. We try different things. You're trying the whole stable 9 to 5 corporate, whatever thing that's working for you. But then, is that also giving you peace? Is that giving you, like, so that you can think further into this entrepreneur journey that you want to maybe step back into again? Maybe not fully. Maybe your thing is doing a couple things here and there, but then also having your 9 to 5, but you're at peace.
You know, I think it speaks to a bigger conversation of us aligning our identity with our jobs. And it's one of those things that, because of the world that we live in, a lot of times what our passion is what becomes our job. So we end up tying these things, but what you do, what pays your bills, doesn't have to be who you are. You can be an entrepreneur, you can be an artist, and you can work in an office. But that doesn't, you do not have to define yourself by these office settings.
1000%.
You don't have to let the fact that you work in a corporate job not
now you're just a corporate
artist.
Girly. That's what you are. You're a corporate girly because you're back in corporate. What?
You're still an artist at heart. You're still a creative. You're still, you know, like, you're just making sure you can pay those bills. And that's so fucking real.
In this economy?
In this economy? Like, bro. Like,
but I have had something, again, I keep referring back to my husband because that's the person I spend my most most time with you.
That makes sense. That checks out, yes.
And he really challenged me with something that hit me to the core, which I now carry in other conversations that I have with other people in my community, where it's like, who are you without your titles?
Yeah.
Who are you? All these, if you strip the degrees, if you strip all of it, not saying we're not acknowledging your accomplishments and all this effort that, no. I'm saying you as a person, I want to know who you are.
Yes.
Without your titles.
Oh, dude.
And how does that define what you do like on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah.
And if you can't do that, I just don't think we can be friends.
Before leaving your corporate job, what were some of those signs that you realized, like this is now becoming a healthier workplace for you, to where you were able to grow and take some of that stuff with you once you were able to leave? But what were those healthy signs, those...
I mean, as far as like for coworkers, out of my whole corporate experience, I did leave with like a really, some friendships that I formed within the corporate world are still like my friend family today. That I've known, who have even supported this entrepreneur journey that I'm in, and I've supported them and their family in different ways. And I just feel that that's the beautiful community that I've always truly wanted to build to begin with. So that goes beyond corporate. That really is just part of me and who I am. And I just wanted to form my friend family, and that's what that led to. So that's the the coworker side of things. Where they're always going to support wherever your journey leads into. And then for leadership, when I did openly talk about my feelings about going back to corporate, and this person, she was so encouraging, and she was so helpful. She was actually even looking for different corporate positions in my area, and she's in Chicago to help me establish myself, or even recommend me, and like letter of recommendation and things like that, where she just really truly wanted the best for me in the next phase, or in the next part of what my life was going to look like. And then later on, I had a conversation with her that I'm fully going to take on entrepreneurship, because she really was so fully committed to helping me try to find like my next place.
I think that is ultimately like the best advice, is find your community. Like that's find the people, because there are a lot of people who will not share information. There's a lot of people who do not want you to succeed.
I'm so anti-gatekeeping.
And honestly, like, it's gonna suck, but please do not let those people discourage you, because there's always gonna be people like you, like Ursula, like who want genuinely, not because of how it's going to benefit them, but because it just fuels their soul to assist others, to be there for you. Like, the right people will root for you. It's hard to find the right people, but I promise it's worth the effort. It
is. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, even though the tunnel seems very lonely and very dark at times. Especially in community, we're the minority, but I don't believe in that, because we're the majority. Let's say what it is. And I feel that a lot of the times you get discouraged, and you feel like there's no one rooting for you. But there are organizations that have a healthy environment.
Oh my God, that's what I was gonna talk about briefly too. Is I feel like corporate is already so isolated on its own, and then with everything being added with the new technologies, I feel like it just breeds more isolation, which really just makes it so much harder to continue on.
It's like
that
every
kind
person
of
for
environment.
themselves.
I was talking to somebody recently who told me that they asked AI to help them write an email to their boss, essentially being like, you were a dick and that hurt my feelings, but like in a professional way.
In corporate words.
Yeah, but in corporate words. And I was like, fair and valid. And like AI absolutely told you what to say, and you're so chill. But you know what AI can't tell you? AI can't tell you what Melissa told me, which is fuck that guy. Like whenever I went to Melissa to have a talk about my boss, she was venting to me about her bosses, and I was venting to her, allegedly, and she was venting to me about hers, and we were bonding over what was happening and how fucked it all was, and then we were like, yeah, man, fuck those people, so how do we say this nicely? And then we brainstormed together, and you know what else we got besides the right words? We got encouragement, we got community, we got a laugh. Like, we got to breathe for 30 fucking minutes. Like, even if it was just a quick lunch in between fucking meetings, like, there's already so much isolation in corporate.
Right.
It's scary to try to trust others and to lean on others, but I try to find your people out there.
Yeah.
Try, because
they will be out there, yeah. I've been fortunate enough to still be in touch with my dental friends from when I worked at the dental office. And they're honestly like some of my biggest supporters too, because they listen to the podcast.
Oh,
like,
yes, they do. Hi, Courtney. Hi, Savannah. I see you.
No, but they're amazing. And thankfully, honestly, I don't think if it wasn't for our trip that our bosses actually took us, so that's another thing too, is putting what is the word I'm looking for, like incentives,
like camaraderie,
for people to actually be able to create community or to connect
beyond just the cubicle or the office space,
beyond the pizza party,
beyond oh my gosh, let's not even get into beyond the pizza party situation.
But you do end up finding those people in that way. You know, you get to meet them on a deeper level, and honestly, since then I haven't been in the dental field for over 10 years, but we're still, we still get together every Christmas for, we call ourselves the Bitches Be Cray.
And they
BBC,
do. And they do be cray.
But not in that sense. But we get together every year for our little Christmas parties.
Yeah, that's so awesome.
So it is important to create that community, trauma bond.
But even if that's what it is, like, there's so much worth in that.
Exactly.
Money cannot pay for certain things, and family and community is one of those. Y'all, thank you for joining us today. And a huge thank you to you, Miss Ma'am, Miss Ruby Gomez, Miss G, Miss Ruby G. Thank you so much, seriously. It's been a huge honor to have you here. It's a huge honor to know you. We love
thank you for agreeing to do this with us.
No, seriously. It's been really nice getting to hear more about you and getting to meet you this way, and really,
I love this. I love this.
It's whatever. It's whatever.
Not crying.
Yeah. And that's that. Okay, great. What are y'all's thoughts on today's episode? Have you dealt with corporate backstabbing? Share your thoughts or horror stories with us on Patreon, Instagram, or YouTube. Patreon subscribers not only get an exclusive chat to yap with us about this episode, but they also receive exclusive early access to the video of this episode. Videos are normally released on YouTube the week after the podcast airs, but you can catch this episode now on Patreon. Not to mention the snail mail, the exclusive wallpapers hand-drawn by yours truly, because AI could never, and so many more perks. Even free members get perks not available anywhere else, like BTS blog posts and an opportunity to submit questions to our new upcoming series, Ask-a-Frahnd. So make sure that you check out the Patreon. Patreon and all other handles can be found in the episode descriptions.
Ruby, could you tell our listeners where they can connect with you?
Yes. So I'm mainly on Instagram at It's Ruby Creative, but if you want to follow my personal story, Hola Ruby Gomez.
Hey.
And then lastly, my website at rubycreativeco.com.
Okay.
We'll leave that in the notes.
Yes.
All right. Well, 30, Flirty, and Trying is an individually produced podcast. So if you love this episode, please leave us a review. Your engagement means the world to us, and it makes a huge difference for the success of the show. Just remember to be kind, because we are Sensi.
We can't wait to connect with you.
See you next episode.
Dun, dun, dun.
I promise I'm not tearing up. It's my lagañas.
I just have a tree in my eye.